Let's first hear what the SSP of Firozpur has to say.
Although we need not panic, everything is fine. Injured, doctor will take care of that.
ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਜਿਸ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਬਲਾਸਟ ਹੋਇਆ ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਜ਼ਖਮੀ ਹੋਣ ਦੀ ਸੂਚਨਾ
ਦੇਖੋ ਇਹ ਤਿੰਨ ਜਣੇ ਦੀ ਸੂਚਨਾ ਹੈ ਬਾਕੀ ਹਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਸੂਚਨਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਬਰਨ ਇੰਜਰੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਮੋਸਟ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਬਲੀ ਬਾਕੀ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਦੇਖਾਂਗੇ
ਸਰ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਕਿ ਧਮਾਕੇ ਹੋਏ ਸਰ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਹਮਲਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਕਿ ਧਮਾਕੇ ਹੋਣ ਦੀ ਬਾਤ ਸੁਣੀ ਧਮਾਕੇ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਏ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਵਿੱਚ
ਚਲੋ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਡਰੋਨ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਜੋਰਿਟੀ ਡਰੋਨਸ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਰਮੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਨਿਊਟਰਲਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਬਾਕੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੁਝ ਆਹ ਜਿਵੇਂ 21 ਹੋਇਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇਨਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਇਆ ਬਾਕੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਟੀਮਸ ਬਾਹਰ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਲਾਂਗੇ ਜੇ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਹੋਊਗਾ
ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਸਨ ਦੀ ਨਾਕਾਮੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੰਨਦੇ 4 ਤੋਂ 5 ਫਾਇਰ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਬਲੈਕ ਆਊਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ ਲਾਈਟਾਂ ਸਭ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੀ ਸੀ
ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਇਮੀਡੀਏਟਲੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਉਹਦੀ ਆਈ ਸੀ ਉਦੋਂ ਹੀ ਨਾਲ ਦੀ ਨਾਲ
ਅਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਇਹੀ ਇੰਜਰਡ ਹੋਣ ਦਾ ਮਾਮਲਾ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਇਆ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਾਮਲਾ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਇਆ
ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਇਆ
There is a blackout in Amritsar. That's what the SSP is saying, and he's clarifying that many drones were fired at Firozpur, and they were all neutralized. But this drone, you can see on those visuals, fell on this house, and that caught fire. And in that fire, 3 persons got injured. They sustained fire injuries. They were moved to the hospital. On the screen, you can see that efforts on to douse those flames. We would like to emphasize here that this is a deferred broadcast. We are showing these pictures after a time gap. This entire broadcast is a deferred broadcast. But coming back to Firozpur, now what do the family members have to say? Actually, they have also spoken after this incident. Let's have their soundbite up.
ਜਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਖਾਈ ਕਿਸੇ ਘਰੇ ਤੋਂ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਨੂੰ ਬਚਾਉਂਦੇ ਜਾਨੀ ਕਿ ਸਾਰਾ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਹੀ ਸੜ ਗਿਆ ਗੱਡੀ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਅੱਗ ਲੱਗ ਗਈ ਤੇ ਘਰੇ ਵੀ ਸਮਾਨ ਸਾਰਾ ਸੜ ਗਿਆ ਜੀ
ਕਿੰਨੇ ਕੁ ਜਾਣੇ ਘਰ ਚ ਮੌਜੂਦ ਸੀ ਕਿੰਨੇ
3-4 ਜਣੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਜੀ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਏ ਆ ਜੀ
ਕਿਹੜੇ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਦੀ ਘਟਨਾ
ਇਹ ਪਿੰਡ ਖਾਈ ਦੀ
ਤੇ ਘਰ ਚ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕੁ ਨੁਕਸਾਨ ਹੋਇਆ
ਘਰ ਸਾਰੇ ਚ ਅੱਗ ਲੱਗ ਗਈ ਜੀ ਗੱਡੀ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਲੱਗ ਗਈ ਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਬਚਾਉਂਦੇ ਇੱਕ ਦੂਜੇ ਨੂੰ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਅੱਗ
ਤੇ ਕੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਿਸਤਰੀ ਕੀ ਨਾਮ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ
ਨਾ ਲੱਖਾ ਜੀ
ਮਹਿਲਾ ਬੱਚੇ ਵੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੈਗੇ
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਇੱਕ ਬੱਚਾ ਮੁੰਡਾ ਉਹਦੀ ਲੱਤ ਤੇ ਆ ਮਹਿਲਾ ਵੀ ਸੜ ਗਈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਲੈ ਆਏ ਨਹੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਈ ਪਿਓ ਪੁੱਤ ਨੂੰ ਗੱਡੀ 'ਚ
4 ਤੋਂ 5 ਜਣਾਂ ਦਾ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
Right. You heard him explaining what exactly happened. This is, the first casualty outside of the LSC and the borders. We've been seeing people getting hit with artillery fires and firing from Pakistan, but this is an entirely different dimension. These are the drones that are fired from Pakistan. These are drone attacks that are taking place repeatedly. Hundreds of drones were fired last night, and tonight is no different. And this is one of the drones that fell on the residential area on a house, and that really caused injuries to these 3 people, burn injuries, and they are moved to hospital. That is what the SSP has also confirmed. There is a blackout in Firozpur. Now let us move to Amritsar. In Amritsar, of course, there's again drones that were fired in towards Amritsar from Pakistan. Remember, Amritsar is a border district. Firozpur is a border area of Punjab, bordering with Pakistan. And Amritsar, of course, we getting visuals from Amritsar, but in those visuals also there is some firing that is heard, the sounds of gunfires. We don't know what exactly that is, but clearly Amritsar also came under the attack from Pakistan in the shape of drones and other projectiles that were fired towards that town and that city. And now afterwards there was sound of gunfire. Also, we'll have those visuals up, and you can watch from that the situation that's developing in Amritsar. If we can have that video up.
ਸਮਾਂ ਬਲੈਕਆਊਟ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ। ਟਾਵੇਂ ਟਾਵੇਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ ਸੜਕਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਸਨ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰਾਂ ਵੱਲ ਵੱਧ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਸੜਕਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਰਸ਼ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਘਟ ਗਿਆ ਔਰ ਹਰ ਪਾਸੇ ਹਨੇਰਾ। ਸਮਾਂ ਇਸ ਵਕਤ 8:29 ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ 'ਚ ਮੁਕੰਮਲ ਬਲੈਕਆਊਟ।
वासु बेटे वो है वो देखो ऊपर ओ शिट ओ पापा की कितने ज्यादा मिसाइल्स लॉन्च हो रही है वासु नीचे चलो यार दिस इज नॉट सेफ चलो पीछे ओ यार ਇੱਥੇ ਤਾਂ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਬੜੀ ਮਿਸਾइल्स लॉन्च हो रही है वासु वीडियो बना रहे हो हैं वो हमें फिर वो प्लेन नहीं है।
Right. You heard those gunshots in that video. Perhaps an effort made by the defense systems to bring down those drones, those projectiles that have been fired towards different cities, multiple cities in Punjab and in Jammu and Kashmir. Earlier, we were explaining the situation that's developed in Firozpur. Now, this is Amritsar, a total blackout in Amritsar. If I can ask my producer to once again play that video of what happened at Amritsar.
ਟਾਵੇਂ ਟਾਵੇਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ ਸੜਕਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਸਨ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰਾਂ ਵੱਲ ਵੱਧ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਸੜਕਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਰਸ਼ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਘਟ ਗਿਆ ਔਰ ਹਰ ਪਾਸੇ ਹਨੇਰਾ। ਸਮਾਂ ਇਸ ਵਕਤ 8:29 ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ 'ਚ ਮੁਕੰਮਲ ਬਲੈਕਆਊਟ।
वासु बेटे वो है वो देखो ऊपर ओ शिट ओ पापा की कितने ज्यादा मिसाइल्स लॉन्च हो रही है वासु नीचे चलो यार दिस इज नॉट सेफ चलो पीछे
ਬਲੈਕਆਊਟ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ। ਟਾਵੇਂ ਟਾਵੇਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ ਸੜਕਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਸਨ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰਾਂ ਵੱਲ ਵੱਧ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਸੜਕਾਂ 'ਤੇ ਰਸ਼ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਘਟ ਗਿਆ ਔਰ ਹਰ ਪਾਸੇ ਹਨੇਰਾ। ਸਮਾਂ ਇਸ ਵਕਤ 8:29 ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ 'ਚ ਮੁਕੰਮਲ ਬਲੈਕਆਊਟ।
वासु बेटे वो है वो देखो ऊपर ओ शिट ओ पापा की कितने ज्यादा मिसाइल्स लॉन्च हो रही है वासु नीचे चलो यार दिस इज नॉट सेफ चलो पीछे ओ यार ਇੱਥੇ ਤਾਂ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਬੜੀ ਮਿਸਾइल्स लॉन्च हो रही है वासु वीडियो बना रहे हो हैं
Right. Right. You heard this is Amritsar. This is a short while ago. Amritsar came under drone attack from Pakistan, but soon after that drone attack, there was gunfire that was heard in the vicinity of Amritsar, and these are the visuals of Amritsar. Uh, that you just heard the gun sound also uh, in those visuals. So uh, we have explained the situation in Firozpur and in Amritsar. Of course, this is not just places in Punjab, but there are other places up north which have come under attack from Pakistan, the drone attack from Pakistan. A little up is Samba. Samba, it is the situation again the same. Now remember, Samba, there was an infiltration bid that was foiled in by the BSF. In that infiltration bid, 7 terrorists were killed and one Pakistani bunker was busted by the BSF, which was actually providing cover fire to the terrorists. That happened early today, And now what we're seeing, another round of drones is fired towards Samba. All of them have been neutralized. Now army has also come up with a statement and has confirmed that there have been drone attacks in Jammu, Pathankot and Samba, and army has effectively said that the forces are engaging with that. And Samba, and ahead of Samba to Jammu. What's happening in Jammu? Now, yesterday we saw Jammu airport, which is also the defense airport, uh, came under an attack by Pakistani drones and rockets. All of that was thwarted and neutralized, and all those drones were shot down by different mechanisms, air defense mechanisms. In fact, Jammu is very close to international border, and it's not just Jammu airport, but other places in Jammu, like the Jammu University. There was also drones that were shot down, and basically Jammu city was under a barrage of drones from Pakistan. And tonight, it was no different. Again, Jammu came under a drone attack by Pakistan. People heard loud explosions, people in Jammu, and that lasted for some time. There's a complete blackout. The Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir has also appealed to the people to stay indoors and to avoid moving on the roads. If we can have some visuals up of the situation that developed in Jammu.
सारी सारी जगह हो जाएगी
ये मिस हो जाता नहीं जल्दी नहीं बचती हैं
पाकिस्तानी तो थोड़ी है एक जान उधर पिछले लाइट खत्म ओ पूरा आईडी थाना ने सीधी सुखना पार ने रेंज दी 70 किलोमीटर दी पर 70 किलोमीटर रेंज ये देखे सारा कुछ
Right, that was in Jammu. But if we can go back to Samba, as I was explaining, that there has been an infiltration bid in Samba today morning that was foiled by the BSF, and a Pakistani position that was giving those terrorists a cover fire was also destroyed by the BSF. And tonight we're seeing that area also under a drone attack by Pakistan. There are drones that are coming from Pakistan and entering into Indian airspace in Samba. They're also being neutralized. If we can have some visuals uh, of Samba up on our screen now.
ओ फला ठीक है
Right. Those were visuals from Samba. You heard those loud explosions. Uh, that was what was happening in Samba a short while ago, about an hour ago. That entire town now, Samba is also bordering with Pakistan. It is a border district, Samba, Kathua, Jammu. There have been many infiltration bids in that sector in the past. And today morning again, there was an infiltration bid which was filed by the
I love
BSF.
that. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
There was also an infiltration bid
But I'm
that
trying to
was
talk to
filed.
you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, please speak on.
Yes, I just wanted to tell you that at this moment we are driving towards Jammu city, and we are now, I guess, about 20 minutes. And earlier in the evening, of course, we heard explosions, as you were mentioning, in Jammu, Samba, which is an adjoining area, Akhnur, which is near the international border, and of course in Poonch, where civilians have also been coming under heavy fire casualties, including 3 women and 5 children. Now, just to explain why this screen looks black, there is a complete blackout, which is, of course, the precautionary SOP in response to these attempted drone attacks from Pakistan. So there's a complete blackout in the entire region of Jammu, and even driving on this road is a little difficult. We are driving with our headlights off, but some cars occasionally put their headlights on because the road is pretty bumpy. So occasionally, to see where you're going, you've got to turn the headlights on. Now, just to explain to our viewers who may not understand what's the blackout, why is this blackout done? The blackout is done because if an area is lit, it can become a target for a drone, right? So it's to
Right.
envelop the entire area in darkness. Uh, of course, they cannot stop traffic on this highway. This is a highway, the road leading to Jammu city. And so at this moment, the reason that I cannot turn my camera on, and even if I turned it on, you would not be able to see me, is because we are making our way slowly um, through this complete blackout on an evening where, for the third consecutive night, we have seen Pakistan's drone attacks target different cities. We just left, as you know, yesterday we were in Punjab, and Punjab has come under a similar targeted attack. Once again, it's important to say that the Indian Air Force, I beg your pardon, the Indian air defense system, the integrated air defense system, has intercepted these drones. But from Firozpur in Punjab, we now have news that the debris of this drone, it fell on a residential area, and as these drones were being intercepted, basically downed. Um, then it fell on a residential area, started
Yes,
a
yes,
fire.
yes, indeed, indeed, Barkha. We have those visuals also. If we can simultaneously play those visuals while you explain what happened there.
Right. So I just want to talk about it. I'm familiar with what happened there, and those visuals, I'm sure, will come up. There's a blackout also in Haryana's Ambala after reported sightings of Pakistani drones. And again, to turn our attention back to Firozpur, those images that you see on your screen um, are of the debris as of the drone as it is shot down by the Indian Air Defense, and that debris then lands. This is what I've understood has happened. The debris then lands on a small house, and the injured have been rushed to hospital. Also, I don't know. We're waiting for some official word on the situation in Amritsar. We know that for the last 3 nights, Amritsar, and this is very, very important because Amritsar is the seat of the Golden Temple. There is no harm to the Golden Temple. We have confirmed that much. But the targeting of Amritsar has really enraged the government, the military, and I think millions of Indians, because it is the seat of the Darbar Sahib. It is a holy city for millions of Indians. And we are certainly getting reports of similar explosions in Amritsar. And in fact, where we were doing our show from earlier today, As you know, my colleague Anoop was able to film this kind of slivers, silver streaks, orange streaks of activity in the dark sky. And this is basically the Indian Air Defense stopping
Right.
and bringing down these drones.
Right,
And yeah,
Barkha, just
go
one
ahead.
point, just one point. The visual that we got from Amritsar, of course, they are all the similar visual that we see in Samba and Jammu, but there's one distinct difference here. In the Amritsar visual, there is clear gun sound that is heard. There's firing that is heard. We don't know where that firing is coming from, but if we can play those visuals up sound once again, the visuals of Amritsar.
This is Amritsar.
ਟਾਵੇਂ ਟਾਵੇਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ ਸੜਕਾਂ ਤੇ ਸਨ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰਾਂ ਵੱਲ ਵੱਧ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਸੜਕਾਂ ਤੇ ਰਸ਼ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਘਟ ਗਿਆ ਔਰ ਹਰ ਪਾਸੇ ਹਨੇਰਾ। ਸਮਾਂ ਇਸ ਵਕਤ 8:29 ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ 'ਚ ਮੁਕੰਮਲ ਬਲੈਕਆਊਟ।
वो है वो देखो ऊपर वो shit, वो बाकी तो कितने ज्यादा मिसाइल्स लॉन्च हो रही हैं। बस नीचे चलो यार, दिस इज नॉट सेफ। चलो पीछे ओ यार, अच्छे तो कितनी बड़ी मिसाइल्स लॉन्च हो रही हैं। बस हैं
Right. Right. This is the footage that we've been given by our local reporters in Amritsar, and we played those visuals. The only difference here is that, of course, there is sound of gunshots, as you would have heard, Barkha. That is the situation that's happened in Amritsar, a complete blackout. Unlike Firozpur, where there was a drone attack, and one of those drones fell on a residential, on a house, and three people sustained burn injuries. In Amritsar, we're clearly seeing some sort of a exchange of fire, whether that is to bring down to fire at the drones, we don't know. But from the sound, it indicates that there is some sort of a gunfire accompanying uh, accompanying that.
May I suggest that we play out the statement of the police? We have a statement, not on what's happening in Amritsar, but certainly what happened in Firozpur.
Yes,
And
we have played that. We have played that. We can
let's
play
play
that
it again.
again.
Yeah, let's
Yes.
play it again. Let's go.
कोई गल नहीं। मतलब we need not panic, everything is fine। ਜਾਂ ਆ ਗਏ injured ਹੈ, doctor will take care of that।
ਜੀ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਜਿਸ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ ਬਲਾਸਟ ਹੋਇਆ, ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਜ਼ਖਮੀ ਹੋਣ ਦੀ ਸੂਚਨਾ ਹੈ?
ਦੇਖੋ ਇਹ ਤਿੰਨ ਜਣੇ ਦੀ ਸੂਚਨਾ ਮਿਲ ਗਈ, ਬਾਕੀ ਹਜੇ ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਸੂਚਨਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਤੇ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਬਰਨ ਇੰਜਰੀਜ਼ ਹੈ ਮੋਸਟ ਆਫਲੀ, ਬਾਕੀ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਦੇਖਾਂਗੇ।
ਸਰ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਕਿ ਧਮਾਕੇ ਹੋਏ ਸਰ? ਕਿੰਨਾ ਕੁ ਹਮਲਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ? ਕਿੰਨੇ ਕਿ ਧਮਾਕੇ ਹੋਣ ਦੀ ਬਾਤ ਸੁਣੀ? ਕਿੰਨੇ ਧਮਾਕੇ ਕੀਤੇ ਗਏ ਨੇ ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨ ਵੱਲੋਂ?
ਚਲੋ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਡਰੋਨ ਸੀਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਜੋਰਿਟੀ ਡਰੋਨਸ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਆਰਮੀ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਨਿਊਟਰਲਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ। ਬਾਕੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਕੁਝ ਜਿਵੇਂ 21 ਹੋਇਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਇੰਸੀਡੈਂਟ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਇਆ, ਬਾਕੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਟੀਮਸ ਬਾਹਰ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਦੇਖ ਲਾਂਗੇ ਜੇ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਹੋਊਗਾ।
ਪ੍ਰਸ਼ਾਸਨ ਦੀ ਨਾਕਾਮੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੰਨਦੇ? 4 ਤੋਂ 5 ਫਾਇਰ ਉਸ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਬਲੈਕਆਊਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਗਿਆ, ਲਾਈਟਾਂ ਸਭ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੀ ਸੀ।
ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਇਮੀਡੀਏਟਲੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਉਹਦੀ ਆਈ ਸੀ ਉਦੋਂ ਹੀ ਨਾਲ ਦੀ ਨਾਲ
ਇਹੀ ਇੰਜਰਡ ਹੋਣ ਦਾ ਮਾਮਲਾ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਇਆ, ਕੋਈ ਹੋਰ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਾਮਲਾ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ?
ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਆਇਆ।
Right. That was Firozpur. We discussed Firozpur, we discussed Amritsar, we discussed Samba and Jammu. But here I would want to add that there is also been those drone attacks at Srinagar airport and Avantipur. That's in the Kashmir Valley. And we are told all those drones were also neutralized in Kashmir Valley, Srinagar and Avantipur. So essentially this entire stretch, starting from Punjab, from Firozpur, Amritsar, Pathankot, Samba, Jammu, then Akhnur, then Rajouri, Poonch, and Avantipur, and Srinagar, Uri, Kupwara. All of this area is under sort of a one way or the other under attack from Pakistan in the shape of drone and rockets that are being fired, and on the ground at the borders, at the LOC and the international border, there is artillery firing, heavy artillery firing. That's heavy artillery being used by Pakistan as well as other small and heavy arms being employed, and that fire directed at civilian areas as well. And that's precisely the reason we've seen so many civilian casualties. Even last night there were two casualties, one in Uri and the second casualty was in uh, was in Poonch. So this is the situation right now. That situation has really escalated with drone attacks by Pakistan in this entire stretch from Punjab to Jammu and Kashmir. But what we see, their intensity is increasing uh, by the day. Uh, uh, by the day. So the casualty that I'm referring to is the two people who have got killed in Pakistani artillery fire in Uri and in Poonch. Firozpur, there are three persons who have sustained burn injuries
Yeah,
and they have been moved to
but
hospital.
they have
They've been
sustained injuries, so we should not call it a
burn injuries. No,
Yes,
that's
we
I'm
should
not
not call
calling
it a
them a casualty.
casualty. Please
I'm
don't
not
call it
calling
a
them a
casualty.
casualty. I'm
Yes,
not calling them
yes.
a casualty. I'm calling referring to casualties about the civilians who have been killed at the line of control. That's at Poonch and Uri. I've been repeatedly saying that in Firozpur, three people have sustained burn injuries and they have been moved to the hospital.
Okay, Zafar,
We
I
have
have
those
to give you
visuals
some
as well.
breaking. I have to give you some breaking news. Yes, understood that distinction. In Firozpur, there have been burn injuries, and in Rajouri, Poonch is where you're reporting the deaths are from artillery firing from Pakistan. However, we have a statement, a new statement from the White House. And this is what the White House spokeswoman has said. Um, Let me read it out. This is something, could we have the banners of, as I'm reading it out? This is something that the Secretary of State, and now our NSC as well, Marco Rubio, has been involved in. The president has expressed that he wants this to de escalate as quickly as possible. He understands these two countries have been at odds with one another for decades, long before Trump was at the Oval Office. However, he has good relations with the leaders of both countries. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has been in constant communication with the leaders. Frankly, I find these statements from the America absolutely infuriating because they keep presenting what has happened as some sort of historic dispute. This is not a historic dispute. The equivalence in it is galling. This is India's right of response to a terror attack. Let's not forget what started this. The Pahalgam terror attack, which was followed by Operation Sindoor, and the Pahalgam terror attack was only one in a latest series of asymmetric warfare unleashed by Pakistan against India by using terror groups like the Lashkar-e-Taiba and the Hafiz and the Jaish-e-Mohammed. The basis of both of those terror outfits bombed by Indian missiles in Operation Sindoor. Let's listen in to the White House spokesperson.
U.S. efforts to mediate or have an impact on the conflict between India and Pakistan?
Sure, I absolutely can. This is something that the Secretary of State and, of course, now our National Security Advisor as well, Marco Rubio, has been very much involved in. The president has expressed he wants to see this de-escalate as quickly as possible. He understands these are two countries that have been at odds with one another for decades, long before President Trump was here in the Oval Office. However, he has good relationships with the leaders of both countries, and the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, I spoke to him just yesterday. He has been in constant communication with the leaders of both countries, trying to bring this conflict to an end.
Can you give us an update on U.S. efforts to mediate or have an impact on the conflict between India and Pakistan?
Sure, I absolutely can. This is something that the Secretary of State and, of course, now our National Security Advisor as well, Marco Rubio, has been very much involved in. The president has expressed he wants to see this de-escalate as quickly as possible. He understands these are two countries that have been at odds with one another for decades, long before President Trump was here in the Oval Office. However, he has good relationships with the leaders of both countries, and the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, I spoke to him just yesterday. He has been in constant communication with the leaders of both countries, trying to bring this conflict to an end.
So you heard there the White House spokesperson really talking about de-escalation and saying that these two countries have been at odds with one another for decades. Now, as Barkha was saying, there's a specific context to all of this, and that is the Pahalgam terror attack. that really triggered this series of events, and that led India to conduct Operation Sindoor inside Pakistan and POK. And since then, we've been seeing this situation developing. India has been saying that it's an opportunity for Pakistan to off ramp. They don't want to escalate it further. But it seems that Pakistan wants to escalate in that. That's why we're seeing these drone attacks, these rockets being fired towards Indian cities. Last night they were firing rockets from Ladakh all the way to Gujarat. So entire stretch of border with Pakistan came under attack of drones, and Indian defense system has been intercepting those Pakistani drones and rockets and shooting them down. So we were talking about the drone attacks in Firozpur, in which one of the drones fell on on a residential house, and in which three people sustained burn injuries. There have been similar sort of drone attacks in Amritsar, and to the north ahead of Amritsar in Pathankot, bordering Jammu. And there's also been similar such incident in Samba, which is in the Jammu province bordering Pakistan, another border district. And then in Jammu itself, the Jammu town, the Jammu city came under drone attacks. So we've been seeing drone attacks in Jammu for the second consecutive night. Last night, the Jammu airport was the target, which is also the defense airport, the technical airport. And besides that, ahead of Jammu, similar such sort of drone attacks in Akhnur and in Noshera, which is in the Rajouri district, and also Poonch and Rajouri, which are actually the garrison districts and the border districts uh, where LOC, which have an LOC with POK. They have really been pounded by Pakistan with artillery fire. Indian forces have effectively retaliated and responded this Pakistani aggression with an equal measure. But on the Indian side, there have been many casualties. 16 people have been killed in that Pakistani firing, and that number could go up because last night two more persons were killed in Pakistani firing. One in Poonch, and the second women in Uri. And also, Uri has seen repeated ceasefire violations, so have Kupwara. But tonight, Srinagar airport came under drone attack, and Avantipur, which is another location in Kashmir Valley, and there were explosions that were heard in Srinagar. Of course, I'm reporting from Srinagar. We live very close to the airport, and we could hear those explosions. So that's the situation in
Hi,
the Kashmir Valley.
Zafar,
Yeah.
can you hear me? We are just
Y-
entering Jammu city. It's quiet for now. I think it's important to also stress that it's quiet for now. It flared up earlier in the evening. I haven't, in the last 30 minutes, heard any explosion as I'm driving through this blackout. And I think what's happening in Punjab, we should focus a little bit on that. Yes, Jammu, of course. But I want to say that the images that you're seeing, this is not a live broadcast. These are deferred visuals. We understand the sensitivity of the ongoing operations, and Operation Sindoor, and the valiant efforts and successful efforts by the Indian air defense system to bring down Pakistan drones. But what I want to talk about is that, today we saw India's High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, Vikram Durai Swami, go on to global networks and talk about an off-ramp.
Barka, if I may stop you for a bit, because I've got an update from Army, which I'll read out. Drones have been sighted at 26 locations, ranging from Baramulla to north to Bhuj in south, along both the international border and the line of control with Pakistan. These include suspected armed drones posing potential threat to civilian and military targets. The locations include Baramulla, Srinagar, Avantipura, Nagrota, Jammu, Firozpur, Pathankot, Fazila, Lalgarh, Chatta, Jaisalmer, Barmer, Bhuj, Corbett, and Lakhinala. Regrettably, an armed drone targeted a civilian area in Firozpur, resulting in severe injuries to members of a local family. The injured have been provided medical assistance and the area has been sanitized by security forces. The Indian Armed Forces are maintaining a high state of alert, and all such aerial threats are being tackled and engaged using counter drone systems. The situation is under close and constant watch, and prompt action is being taken wherever necessary. Citizens, especially in border areas, are advised to remain indoors, limit unnecessary movement, and strictly follow safety instructions issued by local authorities. While there is no need for panic, heightened vigilance and precaution are essential. This is the statement by Army that's been released just now. So it tells us that there are 26 locations where drones have been sighted tonight, and these locations again range from Baramulla to the north to Bhuj in the south. And all those locations include Baramulla, Srinagar, Avantipur, Nagrota, Jammu, Firozpur, Pathankot, Fazilka, Lalgarh, Jatta, Jaisalmer, Barmer, Bhuj, Corbett, and Lakhinala. So it looks like a repeat of what happened last night. Similar such of a uh, drone attack has been conducted by Pakistan tonight in the same areas, and but this time an attack drone has in fact caused injuries to three persons in Firozpur. So that is the update, Barkha. If you're still on this broadcast, you can tell us about the
Yeah,
situation in
I am.
Jammu.
Yeah, I'm here. I was listening with interest to that statement because we also heard from the briefing, the briefing from the military and our foreign secretary earlier today that last night drone intrusions took place at 36 locations, and now we are getting a confirmation from the army that already intrusions by Pakistan's drones have taken place at 26 locations, and you read out some of those locations. Now, about Jammu, and also we should emphasize that the army is officially saying that an armed drone, because it was aimed at a residential area, has hurt a family that has suffered burn injuries, and we really have to pray and hope for their recovery. The images are haunting. Could we bring
Yeah,
up the images?
absolutely. They're very sketchy images, and we have to blur them and use them.
Yes, they were very too graphic to show, but we have seen
Yeah,
those
graphic
images,
image.
and they're absolutely horrifying. The images that we have seen. I'm going to read out again. 26, 26 drone intrusions. The locations include Baramulla, Srinagar, Avantipura, Nagrota, Jammu, Firozpur. That's where the armed drone actually hit a family. Pathankot, Fazila, Lalgarh, Jatta, Jaisalmer, Barmer, Bhuj, and Corbett and Lakhinala. All right, I think we can see. I think not. We can't see because he's in a blackout like me. Ravinder Singh Robin, well-known journalist. Oh, there he is. Hi, Robin. Can you? I'm not able to. I'm in a blackout driving to Jammu City. I hope you can hear me.
Yeah, yes, Barkha. Thank you very much for bringing me to your show.
Thanks for your time, Robin. Can you tell us the situation on the ground in Amritsar? Was watching your video, your X feed with interest, and I know that I was in Amritsar just yesterday, and we've seen for the last 2 nights that many cities of Punjab, many towns of Punjab have been targeted. Sorry, my camera is off because I'm in a blackout in the car. But tell us, Robin ji, क्या हो रहा है अमृतसर में?
अमृतसर में अभी मैं अगर पिछले 9 बजे के करीब की बात मतलब 9 बजे के बाद से शुरू करता हूं तो पहले तो सुनने में आया था कि श्रीनगर साइड से कुछ रजौरी और इस इलाकों में धमाके सुन रहे थे। उसके बाद 9 बजे के करीब अमृतसर में कोई 6-7 धमाके पहले सुने और उसके बाद कुछ लोगों ने वीडियोस रिकॉर्ड करने के लिए छतों पे गए, लेकिन जो स्केरी लगा वो पहली बार था कि अमृतसर वासियों ने ओपन फायर की आवाजें सुनी. दोज फायर वर एक्चुअली वी वर एक्सपेक्टिंग वो एयरफोर्स स्टेशन से चली थी हुई थी, क्योंकि ये प्रिज्यूम किया जा रहा है कि वहां पे ड्रोन स्पॉट किए गए थे. उन ड्रोन्स को गिराने के लिए प्रोबेबली दे हैव ओपन फायर. वो लगभग कोई आई कुड से कि 6-7 मिनट के करीब वो फायर चलते रहे, और उसके बाद अमृतसर से अगर कुछ शांत हुआ तो वो आगे फिरोजपुर फजल का उस साइड से धमाकों की आवाजें आनी शुरू हो गई. देन फर्दर वेंट टू जैसलमेर और गंगानगर वाली साइड में उधर चले गए. लेकिन अमृतसर में उसके बाद आई स्पोक, आप समझती हैं कि इस वक्त इट इज रियली डिफिकल्ट टू गेट द इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम द डिफेंस सोर्सेज, और वो सीधा बात नहीं करते हैं अभी. वो डिफेंस का अपना एक तरीका है बात करने का. लेकिन लोकल अथॉरिटीज ने मुझे ये कंफर्म किया कि यहाँ पे कोई कैजुअलिटी नहीं हुई है. लेकिन ब्यास, अमृतसर के पास ब्यास है, जहाँ पे सुनने में आया कि एक ड्रोन को न्यूट्रलाइज करके गिराया गया. तो इस तरह के कुछ स्केरी वीडियोस जरूर सामने आए हैं जो अमृतसर के आसपास के इलाकों में थे.
रॉबिन जी, ये बताइए, आपने कहा कि 5 से 6 एक्सप्लोजन अमृतसर में सुने गए. ये जो हम इमेजेस देख रहे हैं ये फिरोजपुर के हैं. इनको हटा के अगर हम आपकी परमिशन से जो आपने वीडियो पोस्ट किया एक्स पे, मैं 2 मिनट वो दिखाना चाहती हूँ. अगर आप उस वीडियो के बारे में बताएं कुछ कि हम उस वीडियो में क्या देख पा रहे हैं. ये वीडियो रविंदर सिंह रॉबिन ने शेयर किया है एक्स पे, और सीनियर जर्नलिस्ट है, मैं इनको बहुत साल से जानती हूँ और रिस्पेक्ट करती हूँ. थोड़ा बताइए इस वीडियो के बारे में.
Barkha, you have got all rights to use any stuff which I have posted on X. आपको पूछने की जरूरत नहीं है. We respect each other a lot. We know each other a lot. दो मेरी नाराजगी है कि आप अमृतसर आए और मुझे मिले नहीं. वो दूसरी बात है.
आप देख सकते हैं हालात क्या है, पर मैं वापसी जम्मू की वापसी में जरूर मिलूंगी. हाँ जी.
आई नो. ये जो वीडियोस हैं ये बेसिकली जब ये लिए गए हैं अजनाला रोड के जो एयरपोर्ट को रोड जाती है वहां से लिए गए हैं. ये जो वीडियो आप दिखा रहे हैं ये बेसिकली ड्रोन को इंटरसेप्ट करके डाउन किया गया है. इसमें ये जो आपको बीच में लाल लाइट्स चमकती हुई नजर आती है बीच बीच में, ये हिट किए गए हैं ड्रोन. ड्रोन्स की संख्या बताया जाता है कि इट विल बी अराउंड 10 to 15. लेकिन अभी उसकी अगेन मैं कहूंगा कि उसकी कंफर्मेशन अभी डिफेंस अथॉरिटी से कहीं से नहीं हुई है कि किनके नंबर कितने थे. लेकिन ये जरूर सोर्सेज बताते हैं कि वो पाकिस्तान की तरफ से आए थे, वो स्पॉट किए गए थे. और ये इस वीडियो के अलावा एक वीडियो और इस पे है जिसपे गन शॉट्स की आवाजें बिल्कुल क्लियर सुनने में आ रही हैं, जो एयरपोर्ट स्टेशन के पास से रिकॉर्ड किए गए हैं.
तो आप ये भी कहना यहाँ जरूरी है रॉबिन जी कि, और वो वीडियो भी हम अभी थोड़ा अप साउंड करके सुनाते हैं, दिखाते हैं. ये भी कहना जरूरी है कि ये जो गन शॉट्स हैं या एक्सप्लोजन्स हैं, ये हमारी इंटरसेप्ट करते हुए की भी आवाज हो सकती है. आर एयर डिफेंस इज ब्रिंगिंग डाउन दीज ड्रोन्स, राइट? तो हाँ जी
जी आप बरखा ठीक कह रही हैं कि इस तरह की जो आवाजें, अगर तो ड्रोन के गिरने की, इफ दे हैव थ्रोन देयर द पेलोड, फिर उसकी आवाज के साथ उसका नुकसान भी बहुत होता है. लेकिन ये जो आवाजें थी ये समझा जाता है कि ड्रोन्स को न्यूट्रलाइज करने के लिए हमारी डिफेंस फोर्सेस ने जो हवा में चलाई थी वो आवाजें हैं. आई एम नॉट अ डिफेंस एक्सपर्ट बट व्हाट आई हैव एक्सपीरियंस्ड वो यही था. और इवन जो ब्यास में एक ड्रोन को इसी तरह से गिराया गया, फिर गिरने के बाद वो जो उसकी जो आग नजर आ रही थी वो ड्रोन के एम्यूनिशन के फटने की नहीं थी. वो जो बताया मुझे गया है वो ड्रोन के गिरने के बाद वहां पे कुछ जो नुकसान हुआ था वो था.
तो अभी अमृतसर में क्या शांति है? अभी आप क्या बता सकते हैं हमें रॉबिन जी?
ये शांति वर्ड कहना बड़ा अजीब लग रहा है.
नहीं, शांति अजीब वर्ड है, बट have the explosions ended? जैसे अभी मैं जम्मू में हूँ.
I know, I can compare this with the last day, day for Ya's last day. When last day we have heard some explosion nearby the areas, or the next day we came to know that the missiles were actually intercepted and got down by the authority security forces. कल कुछ और था, लेकिन आज पिन ड्रॉप साइलेंस है. यू कैन सी आई एम इन माय स्टोर रूम नाउ, और उसमें मैं एक मोबाइल की छोटी सी लाइट जगा के और आपसे बात कर रहा हूँ. कल शायद ये बात ये थी कि मैं रूम में लाइट जगा के आपसे किसी से भी बात कर रहा था, लेकिन आज वो नहीं है. ये द पीपल आर एक्चुअली अबाइडिंग बाय द एडवाइजरीज व्हिच आर इशूड बाय द अथॉरिटीज. थोड़ा सा स्केरी हो गया है, पैनिक हो गया है, लेकिन ये जो शांति है, ये शांति डराने वाली है.
मैं समझ सकती हूँ, शांति वर्ड मुझे यूज नहीं करना चाहिए था. आई थिंक आई मेंट इज इट क्वाइट, लेकिन कई बार होता है कि इतना सन्नाटा होता है दैट क्वाइट इज अननर्विंग. आपने एक बात की कि आपके सोशल मीडिया फीड पे एक और वीडियो है जिसमें गन शॉट्स की आवाज आ रही है. आपकी परमिशन से मैं वो वीडियो आप प्ले करना चाहती हूँ विद द साउंड अप. दिस इज शेयर्ड बाय रविंदर सिंह रॉबिन, सीनियर जर्नलिस्ट बेस्ड आउट ऑफ अमृतसर. प्लीज टेक अ लुक.
कुछ नहीं बस स्टैंड से सारे जेट पे चल रहे हैं. उनके जो जेट है ना, उनके जेट पे चल रहे हैं. वो जेट आ रहे हैं, तो जेट आ रहे हैं. जेट पे चल रहे हैं. चलो बच्चे दोनों वो जेट आया भैया उनका. वो जेट देखो, वो देखो, ये देखो जेट आ रहा है. वो देखो जेट पे चल रहे हैं. ये देखो बस स्टैंड से चल रहे हैं.
Now, Robin, that was a very, very dramatic, very dramatic moment. और उसमें बिल्कुल ही एक तरह से बैटल, रेजिंग एयर बैटल का सेंस मिल रहा है. Tell us a little bit about this video. ये कहाँ, ये क्या हो रहा है?
बरखा, ये जब धमाके सुने गए लगभग 9:05 के आसपास, धमाकों के बाद एक कुछ देर के लिए, कुछ सेकंड के लिए हम सब लोग पता करने की कोशिश करने में लग गए कि कहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है. कुछ लोग छतों पे गए थे और इमीडिएटली वी हर्ड दीस साउंड्स जो अंदाजा लगाया जा रहा था. जैसे मैं जिस लोकेशन पे रहता हूँ उसी लोकेशन के पास ही, I'm sorry, you know the way, but I don't want to reveal out my location at the moment.
Let's not do that.
Right.
And we
So
also emphasize that these are deferred. This is a deferred broadcast. हाँ जी.
Right. तो वहाँ पे ये अजनाला रोड पे जहाँ पे एयरफोर्स स्टेशन है, वहाँ उसके आसपास के, या वहाँ पे जब ये गन शॉट्स लगातार 8, 10, 5, 7 मिनट तक ये कंटिन्यूसली चले, तो सभी लोग, क्योंकि मैं छोटा सा शहर है, एक दूसरे को सभी लोग जानते हैं. मैं बहुत सालों से यहाँ रहता हूँ, तो मेरे कुछ दोस्त, रिश्तेदार जो उस इलाके में रहते थे, उन्होंने इमीडिएटली, एक होता है ना जैसे जर्नलिस्ट को शेयर करना सब कुछ, तो वो इमीडिएटली कईयों ने मुझे लाइव दिखाया, कुछ ने वीडियोस बनाई, कुछ मेरे कुलीग वहाँ पे थे, मेरे कैमरा पर्सन थे, तो ये वीडियोस वहाँ पे फिर रिकॉर्ड की गई. और उसके बाद एकदम से अमृतसर चुप है. मैं कह सकता हूँ कि ये इतनी इस वक्त चुप्पी है कि एक छोटी सी आवाज उस चुप्पी को 500 मीटर दूर तक चीर सकती है. इस वक्त अमृतसर में इस तरह का हालात है.
मैं आपका ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लेना चाहती, but I want to play the previous video once again because I think you have documented something. We also played some videos out of Amritsar, पर आपने जिस तरह capture किया है वो बहुत ही it gives you the sense of the intensity of what Pakistan has tried to do in Amritsar. मैं दोबारा अगर उस वीडियो को एक बारी play करूँ, posted by Ravinder Singh Robin on his X feed. Please देखिए.
कुछ नहीं बस स्टैंड से सारे जेट पे चल रहे हैं. उनके जो जेट है ना, उनके जेट पे चल रहे हैं. वो जेट आ रहे हैं, तो जेट आ रहे हैं. जेट पे चल रहे हैं. चलो बच्चे दोनों वो जेट आया भैया उनका. वो जेट देखो, वो देखो, ये देखो जेट आ रहा है. वो देखो जेट पे चल रहे हैं. ये देखो बस स्टैंड से चल रहे हैं. चलो चल रहे हैं उनके जो जेट है ना उनके जेट पे चल रहे हैं जेट आ रहे हैं तो जेट आ रहे हैं जेट पे चल रहे हैं
That was just amazing. I mean, you know, Robin, आपने और मैंने बहुत and Zafar ने बहुत conflicts देखे हैं जिंदगी में, but this was pretty darn intense. एक और आपका आखिरी मैं वीडियो प्ले करके आप, you know, I don't want to keep you for too long. I know you have a lot of work to do. एक और मैं रविंद्र सिंह रॉबिन का मैं वीडियो प्ले करना चाहती हूँ from अमृतसर also. So, Robin जी बताइए ये मतलब obviously they're all kind of similar. Basically अगर आप overall situation दें, आप कह रहे हैं अमृतसर में right now it's quiet. वो जिसको कहते हैं eerie silence, वो एक अजीब सी जो silence होती है वो है. फिरोजपुर में हमें खबर मिली है कि an army has also said that an armed drone hit a residential area and 3 people have burn injuries and they've been rushed to the hospital. But Amritsar, particularly sensitive seat of the Darbar Sahib, आज हमारी गवर्नमेंट ब्रीफिंग में भी कहा गया कि पाकिस्तान इज डिलिबरेटली टारगेटिंग प्लेसेस ऑफ वर्शिप. आई डोंट मीन द गोल्डन टेंपल, लेकिन पूंछ में उन्होंने गुरुद्वारे की बात की. लेकिन अमृतसर में बहुत सेंसिटिविटी है. लोग बहुत पीपल आर वेरी वरीड बिकॉज ऑफ द गोल्डन टेंपल देयर. एंड आई सॉ योर कमेंट दैट यू चेक्ड और वहां सब कुछ ठीक ठाक है. तो बहुत से लोग ये भी जानना चाहेंगे कि वहां सब ठीक है या नहीं है. वहां सब कुछ ठीक ठाक है. बिफोर वी लेट यू गो, जस्ट अ क्लोजिंग कमेंट कि आज आपने अमृतसर में जो देखा वो पिछली 2 रातों की जैसे ही था कि थोड़ा अलग था?
बरखा, इसमें मैं कुछ जोड़ना चाहता हूँ कि जब भारत ने पहलगाम अटैक के बाद कुछ मेजर्स लिए थे, तो पाकिस्तान ने भी रेसिप्रोकेट क्या, उसने रिवर्ट करके और उसने भी कुछ मेजर लिए. और उस मेजर्स में अगर आपको याद हो तो थर्ड पैरे में था कि सभी इंडियंस जो हैं जो पाकिस्तान में हैं उनको 29 तारीख तक वापस निकल जाना है. सार्क वीजा सारे कैंसिल कर दिए गए हैं, लेकिन सिख पिलग्रिम्स उनको एग्जाम्प्ट किया गया है. तो मुझे लग रहा था कि पाकिस्तान ये अपने सिखों के प्रति ये जो अपना दिखा रहा है, नरमी दिखा रहा है, पिलग्रिम्स के कारण दिखा रहा है. तो ऐसा लग रहा था कि वो देखिए, आप सिर्फ गोल्डन टेंपल को, मैं अपनी बात को ही काट रहा हूँ, आप सिर्फ गोल्डन टेंपल जिसे श्री हरिमंदिर साहिब, श्री दरबार साहिब कहते हैं, अकेला अगर आप किसी सिख से बात करेंगे, किसी भी सिख से दुनिया भर में, तो उसको पता लगेगा कि आप गोल्डन टेंपल के शहर से आए हैं, तो वो श्री अमृतसर साहिब कह के बुलाता है. वो उस सिटी को भी उतना ही मुकद्दस समझता है. ये उसके लिए एक वेटिकन है. तो मुझे नहीं लग रहा, हम सभी लोगों को लगता था कि पाकिस्तान कम से कम यहाँ पे नहीं कुछ करेगा, लेकिन स्टार्ट ही उसने अमृतसर से किया. परसों जो सबसे पहले अटैक हुए वो श्री अमृतसर साहिब के ही गांव के इलाकों में इंटरसेप्ट करके वो गिराए गए, और आज तो बिल्कुल शहर के अंदर ये सब कुछ हुआ. तो ये थोड़ा सा जरूर मैं पॉइंट आउट करना चाहता हूँ इसमें जो पाकिस्तान की तरफ से किया गया. लेकिन जी हाँ, एक जो सन्नाटा है अमृतसर में, वो सन्नाटा इस वक्त प्रोबेबली, जो मैंने कुछ दोस्तों से बात की, उनकी भाषा पाकिस्तान के लिए बहुत सख्त लफ्जों में थी, और वो चाहते थे कि उनकी जो, मैं मतलब उनकी तर्जमानी तो नहीं कर रहा हूँ, लेकिन उनके गुस्सा जो है वो इस सन्नाटे से ज्यादा मुझे महसूस होना शुरू हो गया है.
ये आपने बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी बात कही. आई थिंक आई रियली वांट टू एंड विद दैट, यू नो, योर स्टेटमेंट दैट Amritsar is our Vatican, and there was a sense that Pakistan would not target Amritsar because Amritsar is so sacred to not just Sikhs, you know, Robin, but to millions of Indians. Like for me, it is my my favorite. I'm a Punjabi, and for me, Darbar Sahib is everything. And I think even non-Punjabis, people come to the Golden Temple seeking solace and serenity and to feel whole and again. And मुझे ये भी सरकार में भी और मिलिट्री में भी लोगों ने बोला कि the targeting of Amritsar in particular has enraged the system. एंड जो आज आपने बात कही कि कैसे लोगों में गुस्सा है, मैं वो समझ सकती हूँ, बट मैं ये कहना चाहूंगी कि थैंक यू, स्टे सेफ। मैं जम्मू में, आप अमृतसर में, हो सकता है हमारी मुलाकात हो, हमारी रातें कुछ सिमिलर ही बीतेंगी। इट विल बी अ लॉन्ग नाइट, जफर इन श्रीनगर, Robin in Amritsar, me in Jammu. I have, because I'm still standing outside my hotel, I have not been able to turn on my camera. Though last night, I was not able to turn on my lights even in my hotel room. Such was the tension. वो mandatorily ही बंद की गई थी। रविंद्र सिंह, रॉबिन, thank you for your excellent work on the ground.
बरखा जाने से पहले मैं एक बात कहता हूँ कि जो आप पंजाबी समझते हैं, तो मैं भी चढ़ती कला में हूँ और मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप भी चढ़ती कला में रहें और हम चढ़ती कला में ही रहेंगे। You mean this means we are in high spirits.
Absolutely. You can't put a Punjabi down, but right now you can't put any Indian down. ये बोलना जरूरी है कि we are not scared. We have faith in the air defense systems. दो रात, they have not let a single drone come through, and I am absolutely sure that this night will pass like that. It's very unfortunate about the Firozpur family, and I can only pray that वो ठीक हो जाए. But we will not let our spirits come down. Ravinder Singh, Robin, thank you so much. Bye bye. Bye bye. All right, Zafar. So I think I will also hop off now and let you make the closing comments because, I think we have a lot of material that we need to sift through, and I also need to get some sense of what's happening here in Jammu City.
Yeah.
But I think it might be worth it now that we have Robin's permission to play some of those videos one by one. And yeah, I think what he said in the end, Zafar, was very important. That Amritsar is
Yeah.
our Vatican. If you want to
Right.
say something about that before
Yes.
I
Yes.
hop off,
Yes.
yeah.
Absolutely. Amritsar is a city that Golden Temple, particularly, it has four gates which are open for everybody. There are no gates closed for people from any community, and that makes it unique. That people from any religion, any place, do go to the Golden Temple, as you were saying, to get a sense of peace and calm. So it is indeed, as you were saying, Vatican. It's our Vatican. Amritsar is our Vatican, as Robin was saying. But let me try and again read out the army statement. What
Yes,
exactly
please,
has
Zafar, if you'll
happened?
excuse me because I really need to get my
Yeah,
bearings here in Jammu
yeah.
City now.
You
But
can
please
you
keep
can leave.
going.
You can leave. I'll keep going. You can leave.
Yes, please keep going. Thank you.
So, Army has said that drones have been sighted at 26 locations, ranging from the Baramulla in north to Bhuj in the south, along both the international border and the line of control with Pakistan. These include suspected armed drones posing potential threat to civilian and military targets. The locations include Baramulla, Srinagar, Avantipura, Nagrota, Jammu, Firozpur, Pathankot, Fazilka, Lalgarh, Jatta, Jaisalmer, Barmer, Bhuj, Corbett, and Lakhi Nala. Regrettably, an armed drone targeted a civilian area in Firozpur, resulting in severe injuries to members of a local family. The injured have been provided medical assistance and the area has been sanitized by security forces. The Indian armed forces are maintaining a high state of alert, and all such aerial threats are being tracked and engaged using counter drone systems. The situation is under close and constant watch, and prompt action is being taken wherever necessary. Citizens, especially in border areas, are advised to remain indoors, limit unnecessary movement, and strictly follow safety instructions issued by local authorities. While there is no need for panic, heightened vigilance and precaution are essential. So that is the army statement. But before we wrap up, I would want to play the Firozpur visuals once again. Army has in fact confirmed that one attack drone in fact targeted a residential area, and in that one of the residential houses was hit by the debris of the drone, and 3 people sustained burn injuries. Now, that is what happened in Firozpur. We can have that visual up.
ਬਲੈਕਆਊਟ ਹੋ ਚੁੱਕਿਆ। ਟਾਵੇਂ ਟਾਵੇਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ ਸੜਕਾਂ ਤੇ ਸਨ ਉਹ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰਾਂ ਵੱਲ ਵੱਧ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਸੜਕਾਂ ਤੇ ਰਸ਼ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਘਟ ਗਿਆ ਔਰ ਹਰ ਪਾਸੇ ਹਨੇਰਾ। ਸਮਾਂ ਇਸ ਵਕਤ 8:29 ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ 'ਚ ਮੁਕੰਮਲ ਬਲੈਕਆਊਟ।
वासु बेटे वो है वो देखो ऊपर वो shit, वो पापा कितने 14 मिसाइल्स लॉन्च करी हैं। वासु नीचे चलो यार, दिस इज नॉट सेफ। चलो पीछे ओ यार ਇੱਥੇ ਤਾਂ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਬੜੀ ਮਿਸਾइल्स लॉन्च करी हैं। वासु बना रहे हो हैं वो अम्मी फिर वो प्लेन नहीं है।
Right. So that's what you heard, that sound. That was Amritsar, not Firozpur. In Firozpur, of course, 3 people have sustained bullet injuries. If we can have that video up as well.
इधर पैप ज्यादा ना खिंच, पानी पा। उधर मार गड्डी ते जीजू का तो नहीं नुकसान होया? नुकसान है
There you heard it. That was Firozpur, and now we can actually, before we wrap up, if we can play Jammu visuals once, and then we can wrap up, and we can have those Jammu visuals up.
ये मिस हो जाता नहीं जिसमें नहीं बचती हैं ये पाकिस्तानी तो थोड़ी है ये जा रही उधर पीछे लाइट खत्म ओ पूरा आईडी थाना ने सीधी सुखना पा रहे हैं रेंज दी 70 किलोमीटर की पर 70 किलोमीटर रेंज है ये देखे सारा कुत्ते डिग
Right. So you watch that Jammu visuals also. So there have been repeated drone attacks in India tonight as well, from Pakistan, in Kashmir Valley, in Jammu, and in Punjab. We'll keep a close track of this situation, but for now, thanks so much for joining us and for watching the Mojo Story.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.